When the tailpipe on the Honda Element rusted off for the second time in 4 years, I decided it was time for a new catback exhaust system. I ordered an original equipment style kit online, and it arrived in a few days. For the Element, that is not just a new tailpipe. It includes a muffler, a resonator, and the pipes in between. This kit came with virtually all the parts I would need to install it myself. It's called catback because it is all of the exhaust parts from the catalytic converter to the back of the car. A hard metal gasket to join the converter to the muffler, spring bolts to hold that flange in place, a U-bolt clamp to hold the muffler and resonator together, and a flat fiber gasket to seal the muffler to the tailpipe. I also added 4 new rubber mounts. I'd be working under the car with some power tools, so safety glasses are a must. I grabbed some leather gloves for removing the rusty pipes. With the car up on jack stands, I could start taking the old system off. I sprayed the old rubber mounts with my favorite robot cologne to help them slide off more easily. Next, I needed to separate the old pipes from the catalytic converter. You may have seen my video from 4 years ago when I did the flange repair on this connection. Those bolts now have 4 years of corrosion on them. I couldn't make much headway with the wrench and the ratchet, or even using the impact wrench. So I eventually had to resort to a cutting wheel on my rotary tool. With the pipes separated, I then pulled the rubber mounts off the body attachment points. I dropped the whole assembly out, and it didn't look bad for being 17 years old. Time to put the new system in. I attached new rubber mounts to the pipes and the body. Then I had to remove the old gasket material from the converter stub pipe. Just a few minutes with the rotary tool and the new beveled metal gasket slid right on. The curved part faces backwards towards the new flange. Fortunately, the new system comes in 3 pieces. This makes each part lighter and easier to lift into place. I attached the muffler to its rubber body mount, and then held it horizontal with a single jack stand. This made mating up the resonator to the muffler super easy. And it was no problem at all to hook up the other rubber mount. The catalytic converter was still missing its bolt flange, so I bought a new repair kit for that. Now it was time for the U-bolt clamp. I hooked the bolt over the connecting joint and got the nuts and washers started by hand. I then used my cordless impact wrench to really crank the bolt tight enough to make a good seal. Okay, onward to the tailpipe and gasket, where it was big laughs getting the gasket to stay on long enough to mate up the flanges. But once together, I put the washers on and started the fasteners by hand. With the pipes finally connected, I pushed on the last rubber mount. Did one last tightening with the impact wrench. And the system was complete. And I said, that was actually a pretty easy project. I was wrong. You see, when I started it up, the exhaust was still really loud. I traced the noise to the source of the new problem. This is the flange bolt where the catalytic converter pipe meets the engine exhaust manifold. Over the past 17 years, both bolts became so rusty, one of them isn't even a bolt anymore. It's just a thin, corroded mockery of metal, a fastening fraud, clamping nothing. The flange had tilted, and hot exhaust simply ripped through the downpipe gasket. This is the bolt that defeated me. Under my shade tree, I have jack stands and hand tools, not car lifts and acetylene torches. It was time to turn the rest of the project over to a professional muffler repair shop. I ordered a new catalytic converter and 2 oxygen sensors, and then trundled off to a reputable local repair shop. They did a great job at getting the old rusty bolts out and installing my new catalytic converter with oxygen sensors. But the labor alone made me 4 Benjamins later. I can only imagine what the bill would have been if I had wanted the whole system done and had them provide all the parts as well. So, did I save any money? A little, I think, but far more importantly, the exhaust system is renewed. It's quiet and safe again. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Oh, and all the parts I used are linked in the description below.
Major funding for this program was provided by clicking the like button,
with additional support from the Super Thanks program and subscribers like you. Thank you.